Hello, everyone. Hopefully, you just saw my last blog about the injury that I had, and hopefully, you've read the blog about spring conference. All of these blogs are kind of overlapping, so hopefully, it makes sense. Um, so, this one I wanted to talk about my parents visiting. Um, so, my dad came and he was helping out with actually our spring conference, doing some of the ministry styles and the counseling stuff that he does. And it was kind of fun. He was there on the Monday before the conference, and he didn't know I was actually going to come early to see him. He thought I was coming at the normal conference time. So it was fun to show up and come into the room where we were going to both stay and knock on the door. I'm like, oh, hey. He was kind of surprised to see me there. And it was really great because they set it up that I was staying in the same room with them all week. So though he was busy during the week and I was in the conference, we were spending the evenings together in the room and catching up and talking, and just a really great time. And it was fun because last year my dad was here in September, and we were actually on the other side of the valley, staying in the Selah house. It was one of the places we stayed, and it was funny to just be now on the opposite side of the valley we were last time, and sitting on a deck and just looking out and just reflecting on the last time he'd visited and what had happened since then. And um, so that was a lot of fun. Really great time for my dad to be here. And as I shared in the blog that I had my roommate help me write, um, we were talking about found by your father, and the whole conference was about being found by your father in heaven. And despite um, despite how hard your father could try on earth, he never matches up to your father in heaven. And it was really great to be there with my father and to discuss the different things and how sometimes we depend on each other more than we do God, and how we should really depend on God as our Father, and not just our earthly fathers. So that was great, and of course it was great to have my dad in the hospital when I woke up, to have my dad be the first face I saw after the injury. And then shortly after that, my mother came, and she was actually coming just for 5 or 6 days after conference. And it was fun to see my mom. It's almost been a year. Actually, this week is a year. So, um, yeah, I'd not had my mom visit for a year. I hadn't, of course, I haven't been back to the States. So it was fun to have her here. The only difficulty for me was being injured. I kind of had all these plans to go hiking and to go to different cultural things like meals and other things like that with my mother. And yeah, the whole accident kind of changed that a lot. I ended up having to stay and check an extra day to do some follow up, pay for my hospital visit, and that sort of thing. That took almost all day. Um, but we were able to finally come to Banska Bystrica, my town, and we went to dinner with the Polohas, the family I work with, and just it was really fun for my mom to meet Draho and Zuzka, and I've told her so much about them. She's seen pictures, but to finally see like the family that I'm working with, like, and so that was fun for them to meet her and for her to meet them. Um, in terms of the other parts of the week, we really didn't get to hike. I wanted to try to hike one day, but then ended up having to go to the hospital again about my arm, and yeah, that's pretty much a pretty full week of being in the hospital, trying to navigate language barriers and cultural barriers. They totally do the hospital thing different here. So, but it was great to have my mom with me throughout the week. One of the things I struggled with was that I wanted to have this perfect week with my mom here, and the perfect week with my dad. And yeah, it's just God changes things, and the injury kind of changed that, and um, but it really provided a great opportunity for us to just work together on this, and try to solve all of the medical things. Um, One of the great things, my mom got to see Fusion, So that was fun for her to see fusion. I talk about fusion. I've taught, written in many blogs about fusion, and so my mom actually got to come and meet some of the students and bring some cookies for them, and um, so that was really great. And to have someone in the states that I can say something about fusion to, and she knows what I'm talking about. She knows what the group looks like, the space, the what students are there. So that was really fun. And towards the end of the week, my mom was flying out of Krakow, so we were planning to go to Krakow earlier and walk around the city, see the town and everything, and didn't quite work out that way. I ended up having to trade my car for someone that had an automatic because once my mom was at the airport, then I had to drive back, and I can't drive a stick with my broken arm, so we had to borrow an automatic, and then that was complicated. I lost my wallet. We had to try to find that, and ended up getting there later than we expected, but was still really a great time. It was fun to show my mom Krakow. Though my parents lived in Germany for a number of years, she had never seen Krakow, and so that was fun to show her the city. It's a really beautiful city. If anyone's not been to Krakow, you should go. It's probably one of the more beautiful cities in Europe, right after Prague. And so yeah, it was a hard goodbye when my mom left at the airport, but was glad that she could be here, and it was great to just see how God um, orchestrated it so that both my parents were here when I got injured. That's crazy, the timing on that, and so that was a blessing that I had my parents here in that hard time, but also it's kind of hard that I didn't get to spend the time with my parents how I wanted to. Um, so, but anyways, I'm looking forward to the next time that they can come. Hopefully, I won't get hurt, so that we can do some of the things that I had planned to do. And anyways, so that's kind of the last part of my blog updates. Yeah, you can ask questions, write me questions. I don't know how fast I'll respond, typing with one hand, but yeah, if you have any questions, I'm sure there's a lot of things going around out there um, about the injury and about my parents visiting, and hopefully all of these 3 blogs kind of let you guys know what was going on in my life last 2 weeks. So thanks for your prayers, and hopefully I'll see some of you guys soon if you come over here, or the next time I'd come back to the States. So bye.